Congratulations. Hooray. You're ready to get started. What the heck is next? Coming up on the Banking Bros and the Cash Compounds podcast. What's up, everybody? JDew and Jonah here of the Cash Compound. We're the Banking Bros here, and we're back for another studio session. Jonah, I'm ready to get started.
Let's do it, man. I'm ready too. You're saying you're ready to get started with a policy?
Yeah, I want a policy.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
We're talking about this infinite banking thing, and you've had a consultation with someone out there in the world. Maybe you're watching this on YouTube out there. Welcome, everybody. You're on the podcast. You're seeing us on those socials.
That's right.
TikTok, Instagram. And you tell us you're ready to get started. You've submitted premium, at least in your head and in your heart, to the coach or agent around here. And we're brokers, and we want to help you get started. How much is it going to cost me to talk to you, Jonah?
Well, it's free, and that's actually a good point. All of our consultations start with a free complimentary phone call with either us, one of us, or one of the agents that are on our team. We can't, of course, talk to every single person who comes to the door, so we've got a little bit of a group of folks who are trained up and ready to talk to you, and we start everybody like that because we think that a little bit of a personal touch goes a long way. And we also think that you probably more than likely have some specific questions about your specific situation that you would like to get answered, and so we want to make sure we take the time to actually talk to you. So that's how most everything starts with us. You get to talk to somebody first. So I've actually had a few calls in the last few weeks. I was talking to you earlier about a girl named Kiara.
You're going to call her out?
Kiara? Yeah.
I thought we were going to protect the wealthy around here.
Well, I didn't say her last name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You think there's more than one Kiara out there?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe. I only talked to one last week. But anyway, I talked to her recently. So that was one. Let's see. I talked to a young lady by the name of Melissa and another young lady by the name of Michelle. And
just all the ladies on your line.
I guess so. I guess. Well,
I think I've got a Markel this afternoon.
Okay.
And
nobody this afternoon for me. A couple of people in-house have some folks this afternoon. So it's really fun. We get to talk to a lot of people and understand their personal situations. But then they always ask us, even after they talk to us, right? They ask a bunch of questions, and then they always say, well, what's next?
What's next? And when we tell them what's next, sometimes people are a little thrown off. And we do actually want to address some bottlenecking issues to get your contract, your ever-growing and cash-flowing contract in your hands. We got to go through some processes.
Yeah, so some people are always a little thrown off by the time that it takes to get these processes started. We had a young gentleman last week. He actually spoke to one of our colleagues named Ryan. If you've been paying attention to our podcast over the last few weeks, you've seen Ryan's face on YouTube, or you've seen or heard his voice if you're listening to the podcast. But they talked to Ryan and they said, well, this week I want to get my policy set up, and then next week I'll get my trust set up, or maybe back and forth, and then the week after I'll do this other thing.
Whoa, this person is moving quick.
Moving fast, right?
Oh, wow.
And so, we got to break down, it actually takes a little bit of time to set the policies up. So in that process, there's lots of things that are happening, and we want to walk through them today and break them down for you.
Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing that we do as brokers or agents, and we're the ones who are working alongside the insurance company to get you your ever-growing and cash-flowing policy contract, is we need to actually submit a case.
That's right.
And to submit a case, we're going to need to know who this case is on.
That's right.
We're going to need to ask you some questions about you, and we're going to have to get that in the application stage. Jonah, take us a little bit into the application stage.
Sure, no worries. So what a lot of people are missing, because if they have any experience with insurance, you normally have experience with probably term insurance. Well, obviously, term insurance doesn't have any cash value inside of it. Whole life insurance does. That's why we're using whole life insurance for our private banking process. So one of the things, if a company is going to offer whole life insurance to you, they want to make sure they know who you are, right? Does this make sense to everybody who's listening? If you have been diagnosed to be terminally ill or chronically ill, right? You need help getting up, down, left, right, eating, using the restroom, stuff like that, the insurance company more than likely won't actually give you insurance. You probably, if you have not run into this, you probably know this even in your subconscious or from your personal experience with people like your parents or grandparents who are much older. And there's all these commercials, right, that talk about insurance and, oh, it's affordable for you now and blah, blah, blah. It's because as you get older or as your health declines, insurance companies don't want to do business with you a lot.
But let's even pause for a second, because that's kind of what the next step, I think, after the application, and it's the big U word, underwriting, kind of like the big title, of this episode. But the application process, when you said the insurance company needs to know who we are,
sure, they ask questions.
Put your name on the paper.
Yeah, they ask a bunch of questions.
Like your nickname?
Really, no, so your actual name. So here's what's fun. We actually do this for you. A lot of people don't realize that. We will absolutely do this for you. So we normally schedule a phone call with you, 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and we walk through the application questions for you. So here's some of them. I'll ask you some, Jeremiah, and let's see what you got. Okay. So I need
application questions.
So I need first name.
First name is Jeremiah. That's
okay,
my legal first name.
There you go.
You know my legal name, not JDew.
Yeah.
Right?
If you tell me something else, I gotta be more specific. Okay. Last name.
Do.
Okay. Normally I'd ask for your address. You don't have
Greenville, South Carolina.
There you go. Address. Okay. Perfect. I gotcha. Normally we'd ask for your social. Insurance companies got to know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I love it. Okay. Does your family have a history of cancer?
No.
Okay, great. No problem. If you say yes, there might be a follow-up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There's lifestyle questions. What about this one? Are you traveling outside of the United States in the next 1 year?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Since you answered yes, where are you going?
I'm going to the Bahamas this week.
I love it. All right. Thanks. I got to write that down.
Okay.
Right? There's just lifestyle questions. Ready for this one? What about are you going deep sea diving or what do you call it when you jump out of planes? Parachuting. I don't remember.
Skydiving.
Are you going deep sea diving or skydiving in the next 1 year?
I don't think so, but I am going to the Bahamas, and they be doing excursions.
Okay.
And they might try to take me on them glass bottom boats.
Listen,
man.
I got a punch in a box. You got to tell me yes or no. What do you think?
Like, is this going to hurt my chances?
Well,
does that mean I'm disqualified if I decide to go on the excursion?
Normally, no.
Okay,
but the insurance company still wants to know what type of a risk you are.
Type of risk. Let's talk about that. Let me jump out of the scenario for a second. I want you to keep going.
Okay, no worries.
I've done it one time. You know that.
Yeah, I do. I have not done it one time. Probably won't.
All right. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The reason the insurance company is going to ask these questions and keep asking them, we'll be back right after these messages to Jonah's questionnaire, is they are taking on risk. Remember, we are utilizing permanent insurance. There's one type that's guaranteed to grow in cash flow. For those of you who can see me, I like to do that with my cups. Guaranteed to grow and cash flow, and that is whole life insurance. There's another type of permanent insurance. We don't love it. And they are on the hook for, what is that risk that they're taking, Jonah?
Well, they call it death benefit. It's the money that they give to your family, friends, church, or charity after you're gone.
Okay, so if I put in a $10,000 over here, aren't they going to give me more than $10,000 as their death benefit promise?
That is
the
correct.
Risk that they're taking, that partially I won't die tomorrow in a freak four-wheeling, snowmobiling, deep sea diving accident.
That's right. But here's a frequently asked question. Let me jump in since we're on this point. A lot of people ask up front, early, on that original phone call, well, how much? How much are they going to give me? And here's what a lot of people are missing. We don't know how much yet. Think it through with me again. I like to use different examples of insurance when we talk about infinite banking in the process, because most of the time people understand this other insurance, right? So I'm going to give you the scenario. You tell me yes or no. Is this real? Did you already know this?
Can I answer?
Yeah. Tell me yes or no, real. If you already know this, you at home answer as well.
Okay.
You want new car insurance. You go online to some site, or you start calling. And I'm going to throw out some of these companies. You call Geico, you call Progressive, you call State Farm, you call Allstate, you call Esurance. Okay, I just throw out 5 different companies.
Yep.
You want new insurance.
Okay.
And they won't give you the price right away. They give you an estimate. But why won't they give you the price? Well, not without running your driving record.
Yeah,
right?
They don't know. They don't know if you really have that car.
Exactly. And they also don't know how good of a driver you are. Now tell me if you knew this or not. If you have a bunch of car accidents on your driving record, your insurance will probably be a little bit more expensive than if you do not have a bunch of car accidents on your driving record.
That is true. And here's what I'd like to say. It's the same car.
It is the same car.
And it's going to be the same total coverage.
Same car.
Because it's the same car.
Here's what's important.
The cost of it.
Here's what's important. You won't tell the 5 companies you called your driving record, and you're upset at them that they can't tell you the price. They don't know. They can give you an estimate. How would they be able to tell you? Does this make sense?
Jonah, it seems like you're calling out some folks that you've been on the phone with.
It was fine. I'm not calling anybody out, but it's the same deal.
I think it was
we get asked this question a lot. How much money will they give? If I put in this much to my personal bank, how much money will they give me in death benefit? And the answer is, we don't know yet. You haven't answered their questions. They don't know if you frequent skydiving, because if you do, more than likely, they'll give you a little bit less here than someone who doesn't frequent skydiving.
Okay,
it's dangerous.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Does this make sense?
I'm with. Okay,
got to do the application in order for them to be able to answer those type of questions.
Okay, so we know that the insurance company is on the hook. They are on the hook for this death benefit and this payout. One day, future value must come to your friends, family, churches, and charities. I wanted to, now that we're done with those messages, let's get back to our questionnaire and these application process.
Okay, there's just more questions they might ask you.
Give me some other ideas. We have a lot of people out there.
So you're applying for a new banking policy. That's awesome. Do you have any other existing insurance right now?
Oh, well, yeah, my job.
That's great. Tell me about it.
Okay, so my job has got me one of those, I don't know, probably one of those accidental death and dismemberment. See, I know the terms. You guys don't know all the time when you call us. Accidental death and dismemberment. And they're going to give my spouse 1 to 3 times my salary if I lose an arm and a leg and die.
I love it. That sounds awesome. What I need to know is what company that policy's with. I know you might have to go check some of your work docs or log into the website that they've got for you to figure that out, because you've never looked, but we've got to know that.
Yeah, I'll answer that question because you just said, yeah, I don't know. So nobody out there knows.
Nobody knows.
Right, so we're going to have to go look at that.
But that's things that they ask. These are, and again, if you've ever gone through if you've been to the doctor's office, you understand these questions. They have to ask you. Doesn't the doctor's office ask you if you have insurance? Don't you have to put that down, right? And don't they need to know that? Yes. Okay, aren't they going to ask you, were you at the doctor last week for something else? In your back, your nose, your throat, your stomach, they ask you this stuff.
Are you taking medicines right now before we prick and stick you with some new stuff?
The insurance company asks you the same thing. Did you go to the doctor last week, this year? Right? And a lot of times they have qualifying statements. In the last 10 years, have you had any surgeries?
And we always go, oh, I can't remember when my foot surgery was.
Exactly. Right? But so things like that are part of the application process. So it's very, very important that you understand that they have to get information from you so they can determine who you are and determine things like how much you're worth and how much your death benefit is and what they can do for you. So the application.
Let me say that in our system at the Cash Compound and the Banking Bros, when you are ready to roll and we start the application before the actual underwriting, we're about to get to that. Jonah's going to talk more about that. We tend to turn you over to the experts on our team who handle this part of the process specifically.
That's right.
AKA, it's not going to be me. You can tell by the way I talk and use my walk. I'm a woman's man. Okay, you can tell that I'm not doing this paperwork. Okay, I'm not about that life. So we do have a tendency 99% of the time to turn you over to a specialized team member who is going to get this electronic paperwork done with you, and we'll submit it for you. We want you to know that you don't have to fill out papers, actually.
That's right.
And it's not going to be the coach or the agent that talk to you.
That is correct. They ask a few more questions in application really about your financial history, and that's just to determine how you came up with your number and how much you want to deposit. Because again, let's just be real. If you call us and you say, I'd really like to deposit $50,000 into my new bank, and then your annual income is $40,000 because you're a teacher, which I wish they would get paid more, right? But you're a teacher, they're going to go, well, where did you get the 50 from?
Good point.
You only make 40 a year. You have bills, right? You see what I'm saying? So they ask questions like that. Now, of course, you can easily come back and go, oh, actually somebody passed away. They left me money. I had an inheritance. I won the lottery. Then you're good. You answered the question. But if you go, oh, I don't know where I got it. they're going to go, well, excuse me?
I don't know where I got it.
Right? I mean, that's just
El Chapo.
Do you see what I'm saying? So they ask a little bit of financial history as well. It's nothing to pry into your business. They have to figure out, can you afford what you're asking for? It's almost like purchasing a house, right? Don't they ask you how much do you actually make? Because they need to make sure you can afford the mortgage payment. And if the mortgage payment is too high based on your income, they literally will not give you a loan for the house. Same deal.
So let's take an aside real quick here before we move into the underwriting process, what that means and how it works and how long it takes, Jonah, to remind people that when we use the term banking and private banking, some people get the wrong impression that this is going to be off the grid, super top secret. We still need to go into business with an insurance company. They have regular questions that they ask, and we've all been answering them for our health insurance, our car insurance, phone, and our jewelry insurance and things like that. We already are used to that. So I want you guys to realize that when we talk about getting away from Uncle Sam's tyranny, when we talk about using private banking to exponentially grow our wealth and keep it circulating, we're still going to have to go into business with a third party, and that is a mutual insurance company.
That's right.
They have questions. Y'all need to calm down about living off the grid and
and everything else. They got to ask you questions. You can't go get a private bank, an insurance policy, and them not ask you anything. That's not real. They got to ask you some questions.
They're on the hook for a lot of money.
What a lot of people miss about these questions, though, is that a lot of these questions don't disqualify you. They just need to know. Right? So they ask a question about smoking. Do you smoke? And they literally have a drop-down item for
do you smoke or do you smoke?
Yeah, whether it's tobacco or marijuana or whatever. That stuff doesn't disqualify you. They just want to know if they have to do a health exam, which a lot of times is optional. A lot of people have to do it, but a lot of times is optional. They want to know what to expect. So it's not disqualifying you. You can tell the truth. It's just they need to know. So,
okay. Yeah. So, Jonah, we've gone through the application process, and we've emailed that electronic form to our potential new client.
That's right.
We've got this case that we want to submit to the insurance company.
That's right.
We need them to open that email and do one thing.
Click the sign button. E-sign.
E-sign it, please. Okay,
you're
cool. Now, let's talk about that medical exam. Specifically, we've got lots of questions here answered already. We know what they want to know, but am I going to have to pee in a cup?
You are most of the time. There are some few. Now I'll be clear. If you answer those application questions the exact right way for the insurance company, I don't know the right way.
Yeah, and including your age and stuff, people. So you can't you obviously can't make that up.
Perfect specimen.
Yes.
But if you are, according to them, whatever they deem it to be, they won't make you do health exam. But for the rest of us, we have to do health exam. I did a health exam.
I have to do health exam.
Right.
So it's fine.
Health exam.
It's
fine.
It's fine.
Okay, cool.
It's fine.
Here's what happens. When you do a health exam, real easy. So first off, just so you understand time frame here, that application took maybe 30 minutes. I know it seems like a lot of questions, but it's like 30 minutes. It's done. Now you have to do a health exam. You can go to their office or they can come to you, your home, your office, your church. In fact, we've had health exams done in our office before. They came over, did the health exam.
I did not pee in front of you, though.
No, I went to their office to do my health exam. So it was a few roads over, like 10 minutes away behind the CVS.
Behind the CVS. I've been there twice.
In our town, right?
Yes.
That's where you do them. So that's where I went. It's a real office. They got doctors or nurses or whatever in there. I'm not sure. But you go in, you pee in a cup, you give a little blood. That whole thing, 30 minutes? If that?
Oh,
I mean, it's just
15.
Yeah, you just got to
stand on the scale real quick.
Do that real quick. Blood pressure, right? And then you're done. Okay, those are your responsibilities. Done. Application done, 30 minutes. Health exam done. Okay. I think the health exam is pretty cool. One, because it's no cost to you, and two, because you get a lot of results that I would normally not know or have about me.
Oh,
I don't know
your blood type. What is it?
Well, no, B positive, but I don't know. Like they check.
No, but what's your blood type?
B positive. I just said. I get it. They check stuff, right? I mean, I got a whole.
What are you pointing at? What are they checking?
I don't know. Kidneys, livers. I don't know what they check. They check stuff, and then you get a whole summary email. You can log in and you can look at your stuff.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
me.
It seemed pretty cool to me. I don't know how to read it, but I got it.
But this looks like a good guy. And
yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
Okay, so your application and now your specimen from that paramedical exam, a mini medical exam, CVS in our town, behind CVS, not at CVS. It goes off to the company. Now there's a new section. We've already introduced it. What's going to happen now?
Now you're in underwriting.
Underwriting. Dun, dun, dun. Do we have a sound effect?
Yeah, man. That'll work. Now you're in underwriting. This is basically where the insurance company checks the information that they now have against their requirements and parameters to see if they're going to let you have the policy.
And to see positively. He made it sound kind of negative. And that's important. It is one of the factors to see if they're going to offer you a policy, and two, to tell us what the numbers are.
Yeah, that's the important part. Because now we know. Yeah. So once the underwriting is completed, we can look at all the numbers and we can tell you specifically how much your death benefit is, right? It's almost like the underwriting process is that driver's license check, is that driving record check. Does that make sense? Once they check it, they'll now tell you exactly what the price is. Like if you want State Farm, it's going to cost you $138.27, right? Down to the cents. They can tell you that now because they've checked. It's the same thing going on here with the insurance company. Once underwriting is complete, they'll tell you exactly what your death benefit is. And most importantly, they will guarantee and stand by those cash values.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you want to work with us for the process of IBC, infinite banking concept, privatized banking, we are going to structure your policy and engineer it for, watch this, I came up with a new analogy. I don't know if you've heard me say it.
Ready?
Your dollars, premium, cup one, red cup around here, buy the death benefit. Yes? Look how many dollars your dollars bought. That's a pretty good deal, right?
I'm with you.
Okay. This is what it bought. We're going to engineer it so it makes change. This is what we bought. I love it. You were ready. And we're going to make change. So there's cash value. Cash value is the net present benefit, the equity of the future death benefit.
And then you can do all sorts of fun stuff with the cash value.
It's liquid, it's cash flowing and ready to go. We're going to make sure it's there for you day one. And will the paperwork prove the guarantees and the growth of that policy, or do we just have to guess?
No, you get to look at it. And my favorite part, you get to look at it before you've normally deposited your funds into there. Yeah, so you get to look.
So you get to see, well, but it's going to say it for your whole life, right? Pun intended.
Yeah.
So you're going to see it, even if you have potentially already put your premium in, you're going to see how it is guaranteed to continue to grow and cash flow for the whole life. Because they don't just give you 1 year. They give you every year till you die.
That's right. Some people like to put in their premium up front, like right away. Some people like to do it a little after. It really doesn't bother us how you do it. A lot of times we'll coach you into which way we think is most beneficial. But the important part is you get to see the guarantees. So that's one thing that was really important to me. I'm not very good at taking your word for it. I'd rather read it off of the document from a company that's been around for forever, right? That's me. So that was really important to me, and that can be you as well.
Okay, so let's remind everybody that there could be hiccups in the underwriting process as well. A lot of people get bottlenecked after they've done their application and paramedical exam. And why is that, Jonah? What's going on in underwriting that's so important?
Just maybe there needs to be some other requirements. So we have a young lady in our office who was getting her banking policy started, and in the middle of the process, they said, oh, we actually need to get a note from your doctor because there was a certain medical thing that came back. And so in order to get the note from your doctor, there's a one-sheeter that you've got to sign that says, it's okay, the insurance company can get the note from the doctor. Now, because she worked in our office, she signed that real quick and we sent it off to the company and it was, done in 2 days. But if you're not checking your email, not paying attention to your text messages, if you don't know how to sign stuff very well online, and or you sign it in person, but you can't scan or email it back to us, well, then that could take a little longer because it's like, well, they're not going to go do it without your permission, so you need to sign it.
Now, here's another hiccup is your doctor's office is normally a pretty busy place, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes they take a little while to get the information back. Now, normally they always do it. I've actually never heard of a doctor's office not doing it, but sometimes it takes them a week. So you might be thinking like the gentleman that I talked to a few weeks ago, this week I'll do my policy and next week I'll do my trust. And then the week after I'll do that. Right. But it might take you longer than that because of things outside of your control. It might not be your fault. It might be your doctor, taking forever to send the note back. So
if you didn't have that trainee back in Nam in 68, it would have gone faster.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We're going to get through it. We're going to make you do it. Okay, so we're going to be there for you the entire step of the way. Jonah, at the end of this process, we just going to sign and pay? What do we do?
Yeah, that's a good question. So at the end of the process, after you get to look over all the values and the numbers with us, and again, normally we like to do a call with you at that point and just make sure you understand what you're looking at. But that's exactly it. You sign and pay. So you sign online again, boop. and you paid the money, you put in your account and routing numbers, the insurance company take that right out of your bank account. Now your policy's kicked off and started, and this is where the fun begins. This is where you get to use your cash values as a bank. So you can do that immediately right away. Normally, a general rule of thought is that you can get into those cash values maybe a week after your payment clears real quick, and now you can begin using them. So a lot of people like to do that for normal everyday stuff, right? Pay the bills, pay the mortgage, pay the car notes. Some people like to accumulate. Let me save up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months and go, pay off a bill. Some people like to take all the money out right away and go do a new purchase. That's really up to you what you want to do, but we're going to help you and walk you through it. So that part is also complimentary, completely free of charge. You'll have help as we walk you through it, but that's the process. That's how it starts.
All right. This is the process of the application and underwriting. Hopefully we walked you through that. Let me review it, ladies and gentlemen, for you. The major steps are here is the submission of premium. You've got to tell us that in a coaching call. Those consultations are free. At that point, we are going to go to bat for you and build a case.
That's right.
The first piece of that is the application, which you do have to electronically sign. We'll fill it out for you, though, with your help, so we spell your name right. The second process after that application is the paramedical exam. 60-70% of the time, you will be required by the insurance company to go pee in that cup. We'll take care of that for you, no charge. They'll come to you, you go to them, it does not matter, behind CVS. And after that, the underwriting takes place because they have your specimen and the application. And the insurance company at that point will crunch all the numbers, and they will determine the actual guaranteed and growth values of your liquid cash value, cash money, as well as your death benefit and how they grow guaranteed over time. We are only utilizing old and very stable mutual insurance companies for this process, but we are brokers. You noticed this whole time, Jonah. I noticed you didn't mention a company.
No, and even in my examples of car insurance, I gave like 5. They all work the same way, right?
Okay. Yep.
You gotta tell them your driving record, or else they can't tell you stuff. Same thing here. Doesn't matter what company you use. You got to do an application. You got to do a health exam, or else they're not going to be able to tell you exactly how your policy is going to perform, grow, the death benefit. They're not going to be able to tell you that stuff.
Okay, so hopefully that was helpful for you. I think it's been helpful very recently for an Instagram follow. We are The Banking Bros on IG, and we want to get to our fan of the week. We've got CEO Chef Chronic in the DMs this week, and we're actually having an audio conversation back and forth. We're trying to protect the wealthy. I don't know his real name, but CEO Chef Chronic sent us a great audio message. Jonah, I want you to react to it.
Okay.
And hear what he had to say just yesterday, from the time we were recording this, on how we were helping him understand a few things.
I've spoke to somebody, like, I already signed up, and I want to thank you. Like, I want to say thank you to you guys. Very, 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 very helpful, very informative that you guys are doing. Like, you don't understand, like, how this, like, it fell into my lap at the perfect. I was just in life insurance class, probably like 4 weeks before you guys' video fell into my lap. But I want to say, first and foremost, thank you.
All right. Appreciate you, Chef. Cooking up something good for everybody out there.
I love it, man. Well, I appreciate you as well. If you're watching or if you're listening, wherever you are, thanks, man. I really do appreciate that. Send us an email, send us a text, whatever you got. Put some more voice memos, I guess, and let us know what you need, man. We'll be happy to help you. I'm going off on a tangent. What life insurance class? I kind of want to go.
Well, he was probably signing up to be an agent at some place you don't want to sit through.
Oh, this is probably true.
Yeah. Maybe you just didn't understand.
It sounded like there was offering classes.
You don't want to go to that class.
I don't. I already know what they're going to teach.
I already know. Okay, that's why he said something to us, probably, is because he didn't learn this in the traditional life licensing classes, what I assume he was in. Yeah. Okay, Chef, appreciate you. Now, Jonah, as we close...
should do a life insurance class.
Maybe we have some life insurance classes for people to learn some things. Jonah, tell us where we can learn more and what we're working on right now, finagling a little bit of underwriting help for the people who get in our pipeline who want to get started.
So if you have not been to our website yet, then shame on you. You should should go there. Our website is thecashcompound.com, and kind of front and center, you're going to see a link to our course library. Okay. You can get in there anytime that you like. And if you use one of our codes, and I'll just give you my code, it's Jonah, my name, JONAH, 1 month off. Go ahead, get in. It's completely free. You'll have a free reign of the thing for a month in there. What we do in those courses is we teach you all about infinite banking. We've got the basics, we've got the intermediate, we've got what you need. From time to time, we even go live in there and teach you kind of specifics on what we're doing with our policies currently, or the new cool things that we're up to. So thecashcompound.com, click on the course library. When you go to subscribe, use the code Jonah, JONAH, 1 month off.
He's just gonna leave me hanging like that, and like my code don't work. Like my code don't work. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you hitting us up right now and catching us on our podcast. We are the Cash Compound, Jonah and JDew, the banking bros, helping you understand how to crack the code to cash flow. We'll talk to you very soon on a call where we get you started in underwriting.